Hey, and welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to take a look at Studio Series 8606 Grimlock, the final piece of the first wave of Transformers the Movies figures. Before we get started, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. There's Grimlock and his buddy Wheelie. More of Grimlock and Wheelie. He is a leader class figure. And on the side here, more of Grimlock and Wheelie. And we have your obligatory product shots, which we're going to go over that a little bit more in detail a little bit later. Here's the top, just as Transformers the movie. And on the bottom, just words, barcodes. And with every 86 figure, you get a display with the scene from the movie. And here is the scene here in the Quintesson homeworld. The only thing that would have made this one better would have been had they done the scene where they dropped the door and the Quintesson was getting squashed. And you could set your Grimlock on there. But as you can see, he's so big that he actually doesn't fit his scene, so it would take some modification to get that done. So there it does it for that. And before I move on to the figure, we're going to take another look at the obligatory product shots, because it doesn't happen often, but it has happened here, where the product does not equal the product shots. Most notably, the arms here, the neck piece, and his chest plate there. Even his toes appear to be more of a yellowish color, including here, where the actual figure, he's more gold, and this isn't clear, and that's not clear. Otherwise, it doesn't really affect the figure, but this actually, I think, would have looked better than what they did, but to each his own. So now we're going to move on to his accessories. He comes with his big blasting gun, which I like, and a lot of Grimlocks out there did not come with it, so it's nice to get a Grimlock that actually comes with it. And he comes with this thing. I mean, come on, man. I mean, it doesn't transform. You could have at least given us an elbow bend here, an elbow bend here maybe. Some knees would have been nice. I mean, he does have some articulation there, but no knee bends, no arm bends. I mean, and the bad part is they doubled down on this guy. That not only are we getting a slag, but we're going to get a slag with a Daniel. That's this guy again. So I don't get it. But off to the main figure. Here is Grimlock in his Dino mode, and I must say this is impressive. For a leader class figure, finally we get a leader class size figure. Not something small. This guy is everything you would expect out of a Grimlock. He is large and in charge. The head articulates up and down, and you go all the way up. The mouth does open. And by the way, you can fit a blast effect in his mouth there, if you choose to. His claws go 360, which are nice. He's got an elbow bend there. That's also nice. The only minus here is I would have liked to have gotten a bend, right about here. That would have been great. You can turn the head, so he can do that. And like I said, you can get him to look down. His legs go all the way around, so that's good. They can go all the way out in the splits. He does have a knee bend, but it's the wrong way because that is also his hand. But you can get him in the classic stand like this, or you can get him in the more popular running mode. Now, my figure, Dino Mode is, like I said, Dino Mode's great. There's really not too many issues in Dino Mode. Like I said, a couple nitpicks when the product doesn't match the product on the box, but anyways. Only main problem I have of mine is that as you can see, the section here just doesn't stay tabbed, but it's a small nitpick, not a big deal. Like I said, this is probably some of the best that Studio Series has to offer. Now we're going to do a couple of quick comparisons here. Let's see what we're going to do here. We're going to do, I believe this is Classics Dinobot. I mean, Grimlock. I am not 100% sure on this because I've had it for so long. So there they are. You can see how that scales. And let's do one more, and we'll stick with Grimlocks. Let's do the alternators Grimlock. So there they are. And that's pretty much it for Grimlock and his Dino Mode. So let's get down to Transformation. Transformation is a lot like the G1 figure. Not a lot of surprises here. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to pop this back. We're going to pull those forward. We're going to separate the tail section. And once the tail section is separated, you come up here and you open these panels up here. And you simply fold down the legs. Before you do that, just kind of, this is where, like I said, there's not a lot of space to move in here, but basically you just take this piece and you fold it into, this collapses here and there, like that, and that collapses inside. This comes down, collapses down. You can fold out the leg, and it's going to shift a little bit, and then it's going to lock. There's a little notch right there. It's going to go into this little spot right in here. That's going to snap into place. The other side the same way. Like I said, it's got to, you're going to move it over a little bit. It snaps into place. Come back here, fold these out. These are his feet. These pieces here snap into place and they lock in. And there is and like I said, they lock in there as well. And there's his legs. You straighten those out. Then you come to the top. So you pull the arms out the way, split open the top like so, and these fold outwards, and then you take the centerpiece here, you pull it out, you raise it up, take his head right here, pull his head out. Chest is going to come up and lock into place. And all you have to do next is simply fold his arms out. I have to remember how I did this. you simply come in here and you just, that's tight. Just pop it out, click it into place. Do the same thing with the other side. And like I said, it is tight, put it in place. And chest locks into place. And you can fold these arm pieces up whichever way you like. Come back here to the head. The head just goes down like that. You can bend it straight like that. You can bend these either way you want. You can just fold the claws down like that. Like I said, you can angle these whichever way you want. There's some angle to them. But there you go. There you have Grimlock in his robot mode. And as I said, it is a really good robot mode. I mean, it is impressive to see. So quick to the side. Now, the issues that I'm gonna have, that I do have with the robot mode is, yes, I always have issues. Is this elbow joint here. This whole elbow is just on this one pivot screw, and that's it. It would have been nice if they could have kind of had an extension or something going through there, but you know what? It's not that big of a deal. It's just a nitpick. The back, you know, for a Grimlock, he is pretty much kibble free here. He's just got his wings here and his head back there. But that's it. I mean, there's no waffling back here. There's a little there, but that's not a big deal. There's no waffling in the legs. I mean, this was 100% done right. It is a shame that the rest of them couldn't have been done this way. But for a closer look, look at that face sculpt. I mean, the only thing that would have made that better had they made that light piping. But as it is, that glossy blue, that is awesome. The head can look down, way down. He can look up, not too much. He can do the 360. He does have some tilted, so he can give you some attitude. The arms, as I said, the arms can go out this far. They can do the full 360 on a ratchet, as long as you get the wings out of the way. The elbow gives you better than 90 degrees. There is a rotation. It's right there. And there's even wrist rotation. Now on to the chest, he does have a tiltage, kind of an ab crunch. There you go. So he can bend like that. He does have waist swivel. He can do the full splits. The legs can go all the way back and all the way forward. He does have a thigh swivel here. The knee is slightly right at 90 degrees on a soft ratchet. The toes are static. The heel can move up and down. And there is tiltage. So for posability, he has tremendous posability. Like I said, if you're going to call something a masterpiece, maybe this is probably your guy here. This is your poor man's masterpiece figure here. And his gun fits easily in his hand. And for some comparisons, I got a couple nice ones for you. There's Grimlock, and I'll just kind of stand these guys together. There's Voyager class Scourge, and Scourge is taking a dive. So you can see how they match up. And I figured since we were going big with this guy and the other Grimlock I have is kind of stacked up at the moment, I figured I'd just show him off in the mode I have him in. So here is Studio Series Grimlock. I think he's bent the wrong way. Get him to stand up a little bit. There we go. There's Studio Series Grimlock with come on now. There he is. With Power of the Primes Volcanicus. So you can see here, he is a big guy. He is just above crotch level of Volcanicus. So he is a big dude. Now, like I said, my previous review, I kind of threw Scourge under the bus because I felt it was a bad offering. They could have done better. This offering here, this is what everything should be. Not saying everything should be leader class. I'm just saying that this is what everything should be. That he's highly posable. He's nice looking. Again, he doesn't match the product shot, but Hasbro has done this on occasion. So there are ways, there are upgrade kits that you can fix this if you want. But otherwise, this is what everything should be. This is what the standard I hold for good figures. This is the gold standard. Everybody wants to use the word mini masterpiece for the other figures in this line, and they're not, because they each have their flaws. But this guy, he is practically flawless, and if you don't have him, you should get him, because you're probably not going to find a better Grimlock for the price this guy is. So if you don't have him, you're missing out. I mean, even though he came with I don't know what that is. I don't know why they did that. That's just a joke. But could he have given us his sword? Sure, I would have loved that. But hey, upgrade kits and third parties that get you what you want. But like I said, all I got to say, if you don't have this guy, definitely pick up this guy. This is the definitive Grimlock. You're not going to find a better one. I guarantee it. Unless you're going to pay 5 times the price or 3 times the price. This one's the one to get. Pick it up. And that's all I have to say today. Next review, I'm probably going to do a review of the entire first wave together. Pros and cons, good versus bad. And that's about all I have. So just remember, and help us all contain the Insecticon population, please have your Insecticon spayed or neutered.